Hi guys, welcome once again. This is Peter Vigilio Olympio at House of Vigilio Rottweiler Kennel Ghana, West Africa. So then many people use stats, or many people offer stat services simply because the male can reproduce. But then the main and most important above all else reason to open your dog for stat services is to improve the breed. That should always be your main goal. So the question is, should you use your dog as stud? Yes. Then let's go on. Is your dog of the right age? Is he fully tested? Is he in good general health? Is he free of defects? Does he have an appropriate temperament? Have you run all your fertility tests? Have they proven themselves in the ring? And then have you run your breeding examination test? So let me break them down a bit for you. So then with health tests, it includes the HDED, hip dysplasia and elbow dysplasia, your JLPP test because we are dealing with Rottweilers. For your defects, usually the DQs, the underbites, one ball, coiled tail, long head, and all that. So then what is your role as an owner of a stud? One, after all that I mentioned has been sorted out, you have a stud contract, you supervise the actual mating, you need to know how to handle the bitch to ensure a successful mating, and then you need to handle both bitch and stud before, during, and after mating to ensure they are all in good shape. And then you need to be available to help the bitch owner through the process of gestation, whelping, and even selling the puppies. So to mature enough, how old is your dog? What do you say A is matured, or B is more matured, or C is more matured? Some kennel clubs say 18 months, some say 12, some say whatever age, based on whatever tests or requirements is needed before your dog can be open for stat services. So then let's move to some of the other health tests. So with the HDED, elbow dysplasia and hip dysplasia, this is a common skeletal condition, and then they are inherited developmental joint issues. So it means it is genetic. Dysplasia is often displayed during the age of 4 to 10 months old in dogs. Factors such as excessive growth rate, types of exercises, and improper weight and nutrition can magnify the problem. Obesity puts a lot of stress on your dog's joints, which can aggravate a pre-existing condition such as hip dysplasia, or even cause it. So how do you know your dog has the dysplasia? Decreased activity, decrease in range of activity, reluctance or difficulty in rising and jumping or climbing stairs. So then how do you prevent this? Parent stock must be tested. All dogs for breeding must be tested. Since we don't have it here, I employ all those important dogs should pay the extra price and have the test done. And then the second way of preventing this is keeping your dog's skeletal systems healthy right from the start. This includes the surfaces your puppy starts crawling on before they restart walking, the food you give the dogs, the quantity, the supplements you give your dogs, and the kind of exercises you expose your puppies to at an early stage. So then my colt is tested. He's HDA, EDO, which means through radiography, he has no signs of dysplasia. The next health test is JLPP. And this is an inherited disease. And it is a recessive gene. By a recessive gene, it means you need 2 carriers to mate to have puppies that would carry the JLPP. Sadly, there is no cure for JLPP. Symptoms may manifest by 12 weeks, but may take longer in some dogs. Most affected puppies die by 1 year. Make sure to test at least either of the parents. Make sure either of the parents is tested before breeding. So then with the JLPP, what happens is you need to test your breeding stock, simply because it's just like the sickle cell. So if two parents are ASAS, yes, there's a probability of them producing a sickle cell babies, and this is what we try to prevent. In my case, my colt is not a carrier of the gene. He is free of JLPP. So all your females coming tested or not are still safe. So then the usual sayings of people is that the JLPP is no more prevalent in our breed than other breeds. It's a lie. It's in 3 breeds only: the Russian Black Terrier, the Rottweiler, and the Lumberjah. And then breeders will say they will know their dogs have JLPP because they will see. No, you won't. Carriers of the JLPP live perfectly normal lives, or carrier of the gene, and it will still move perfectly, still stay in the house, grow to a ripe age before it dies. They are only carriers. And then you hear breeders who say they would know if their dogs have JLPP because they follow up on the puppies. Please, just get your dogs tested and prevent this long talk. So the my colt is tested, like I said, and he is free of the genetic disease. And then there's brucellosis. This is caused by bacteria, and then tests can be detected as through serological testing between 8 to 12 weeks after you're infected. And it's highly contagious between dogs, and it's a zoonotic disease, means